Removing values is a little bit different because it requires one of two methods, and these methods work for both a dictionary and a list. There's one key difference between the two of them. Okay, there's the pop method, and when I use pop, I use it is a method. So it's a method of an array. It's also a method that exists for a dictionary. When I use pop, I'm going to give it either an index, the number index, or I'm going to give it the key index, depending on whether it's a list or a dictionary. I have to tell it which item I want to pop. And pop takes the item out of the list, but it also returns that item, that value, to Python for us to use. So if I say strval equals arfruit dot pop, and I pop that value goes into that variable, and then I can use it in my program. There's a lot of instances where that is a useful thing to do. If I use pop and I don't do anything with it, just like a return type function, it just goes away if I don't catch it or do something with it. Delete, the delete keyword actually gets rid of it. Doesn't do anything with it, just makes it go away. But you can see in that case, I'm using the square brackets with the index. So the difference between pop and what I do with delete is that pop is a method. So it's essentially a function that belongs to the array. And so I'm using parentheses with the index because I'm giving that as the argument to that method. In this case, I'm saying which thing I want to delete, in which case I'm identifying that using the square brackets and the index. Same thing here, square brackets and index with delete, and the key goes with pop as a argument. Adding values, not too much difference. The default way, the easiest way to add something to the list is append. Now, append puts it at the end of the list. If you want to put it somewhere else in the list, there's a different function for that. I'll show you in a minute. But arfruit.append, if I add grape to the fruit, just puts it right at the end of that list, gives it an index, adds it to the end. If I want to use a dictionary and add something, what I have to do is I have to give it a new key. Remember, you cannot have duplicate keys in the single dictionary, so you have to have a new key. In this case, maybe I want to add which department the employee works in. So if I give it IT and department, then it becomes part of that dictionary. Let me show you the dictionary, and then I'll show you the list version of that. Okay. So actually, I'll keep this. And this is very similar to changing the value, but instead, I just give it a new key that doesn't exist. You can see I'm giving a department. Department does not exist there yet. And this person works in IT. So I'll print the dictionary. I will add the department key with the value of IT, and then I'll print it again. And you can see here, now the employee record has all four of those things. Now, if I want to do this with pets, I don't give it a key here. I say append. And I give it the animal name as an argument because this is a method. You can see that because it's got lipets.append. So it's a list method, which is a function that belongs to a list, and the item that I want to append to the list is the argument there. So when I run that, you can see it gets added. Now, there's another way to do this. If I don't want cow to be added to the end, let's say I want it to be second in line. Okay. I'm going to give it the index and then the value. And in this case, you can see cow gets added at spot number 1, which is the second spot. So it doesn't replace cat. It goes as the second thing there, and then cat get bumped to the third thing, and bird gets bumped to the fourth thing. So that is some ways that we can add values to a list versus a dictionary.